Hey there. Happy day. PSDM. What the heck is that? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met yet, go ahead and put hashtag pajama in the comments below so I know it's the first time you are hearing my voice, seeing my face, being exposed to the Pajama Grandma, and supersize your business, Supersize Supershorts. PSDM. I know it sounds really scary, doesn't it? But whenever we're supersizing our businesses, we have to make a lot of decisions. How good are you at making decisions? Can you make decisions like the snap of your finger? Or do you commiserate over them? Do they take you a long time? Do you have a hard time making a decision or making a choice for your business? And if you do, you probably have a hard time doing it for your life as well. Well, a long, long time ago, my dad, my father, the amazing Einar Horne, taught my sisters and I, because I grew up in a family of all girls, and I think he actually did it for self-preservation. He taught us how to make decisions. And he taught us a very simple little decision-making tool that, he didn't teach it to us until we were a little bit older and we could actually write, but he taught us how to do this little decision-making tool because he wanted to make sure that we were good, quick decision makers, because he knew what an important skill that was for our businesses, because he figured we'd own businesses someday, or for our careers, our careers in life, or for just our life in general. Because as a parent, you have to be able to make decisions. As a human being, you have to be able to make decisions. And it seems like nowadays it's harder and harder for people. I think we are inundated with so many choices that it makes the decision-making process seem really convoluted. When I'm going to show you a trick right now that will show you how simple and easy the decision-making process can be for you from this point on. All you do is you grab a piece of paper, you fold it in half. On one side, you're going to write a little plus sign. I could actually do this, couldn't I, while I'm talking? If I had a pen, I could actually do this. I am going to use this fancy marker. No, I'm not, because it's a mosquito bite stick. I'm going to use crayons because I have a box of crayons. So on one side, you would put a plus sign, and on the other side, you would put a minus sign. Plus sign, minus sign. Very scientific. If you want, you could draw a line down the middle. Line down the middle, or fold it. Then you just figure out, okay, what is the decision I have to make? I want to go with vendor A, or should I go with vendor A? I'm looking at a new supplier of cheese for my business, let's say. And I'm like, okay, should I go with vendor A? I've looked into it. I've looked at some different vendors, and I'm trying to decide if I should go with vendor A or vendor B. So the first thing I would do is I would write, vendor A's name here, and then all the positive reasons for going with that vendor, and all the negative reasons for not going, or all the reasons for not going with that vendor. And then I weigh them out. And then I would do vendor B, vendor C. So if I have a lot of choices, I just do a lot of plus and minus problem-solving decision-making charts. And it becomes pretty apparent when we actually sit down and write things down. It's kind of the same thing of why it's so important to write down your goals. When you write things down, they become real. They become clear, and they allow you to actually look at things from less of an emotional point and more of a subjective point, which helps us to make decisions, because we actually decide and choose things emotionally, and then we justify them with reason and subjectivity. And so this, we've already decided if we should go with vendor A or not, but this helps us convince ourselves that that is the right decision, and that helps us pull the trigger and actually make the decision for everything in our business. Now, it doesn't have to be with vendors. I actually used this strategy to decide if I was going to marry my husband or not. Now, he's my ex-husband now, so maybe I didn't do a very good job on my plus or minus list, but at the time it was the right decision for me. So that is what PSDM stands for, and PSDM just stands for problem solving decision making. It's a little tool, and I actually changed the name in corporate America because you can't teach corporate executives to fold a piece of paper and put little plus and minuses on it and write down to make their decisions and how to make decisions if you don't give it a fancy name. At least that's what I found in my corporate career. But I have gone on, and as my father has taught this to me, I've taught it to my children. They are awesome decision makers. They have no problem making decisions, because after you do this for a while and write it down, your brain will start to automatically think and do this, and you won't need to write it down anymore. But initially, it's really, really powerful to write it down. So that's my Supersize Super Short for today. Find a problem-solving decision-making tool. It doesn't have to be as simple as this plus or minus one. I actually wrote a book when I was in corporate America of a very complicated problem-solving and decision-making process, but it doesn't have to be that hard. And if we make it hard, we won't do it. If we keep it simple, we will. So go out, have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow with another Supersize Super Short. Bye.